tool shout out this week is probably one of the tools that you will lose the most in your time as an apprentice or as a carpenter or whatever tradesman you are. You will lose this multiple times, and it gets used on a regular basis. It is a very important little bit of kit. It's something very small and something that isn't really, how do you say, overly expensive. I'm talking about the carpenter's pencil, okay? I'm talking about pencils today. So pencil's my tool shout out, but I understand a lot of guys and everyone still use these. I still keep these on hand as well as a backup. They're always important to me to make sure I've got handy on me. But I actually roll with a Pica Dry. Now, I don't know whether you guys have seen many of these. I know pencils, they're just such a convenient little option for you. Now, if you can't get a hold of Pica, I know Ox do one, they do a different type. I think there's another, I can't remember the other brand, there's another brand as well. But basically the concept's the same. You have leads that you insert into the pencil, you clip it to extend the lead, all right, and then obviously it's like a pacer pencil, your pacers that you had at school. It's the same concept, but the lead's a lot thicker, all right? So you just press it and extend it out, retract it back in, you retract it in all the way if you need to, and away you go. So the biggest draw cards for me about this Pica pencil is not only the fact that you can sharpen this quite nicely to a very sharp point, utilizing the sharpener that's provided on the holster, okay, and get it nice and sharp. You can extend it nice and long, so when you've actually got to get into a hole, into a small hole, you can actually get some length on it, all right, and get there no worries at all, right, when you're marking, you know, support plate on a wall or something like that. But the biggest thing is this, all right? It doesn't look like much. It's a holster. Yippee-yo, yippee-doo, who cares, you know? But this thing lives in my tool belt, and this is the location that my pencil lives. And that, my friends, is exactly why I roll with Pica. It gives me a location. I have to put it, it's the only place it really belongs is in that little slot on my tool belt. So, as you can see in this little picture and stuff like that, this is where it's located on my tool belt. It's on the right-hand side. Towards the front, it's tucked away a bit, okay, so it sits down a little bit so it doesn't protrude. Great pencil, you can write on anywhere. Thursday we were doing colourblind sheets, it was raining, everything was wet. I was trying to mark out before I did my cuts. And yeah, this marked out fantastically on those and still showed up nice, so even though it was wet. So yeah, Pica pencil, Pica Dries. Yeah, that's my tool shout out today, and just pencils in general. Making sure you have a few on board. Don't ever just rely on having one. And then get in the habit of putting it in one location on your tool belt or in your pocket or whatever works. Because that'll stop you from losing them. Because I have no doubt in my time as an apprentice and a chippy, I will probably end up losing this. But for now, it's lasted me a while. I've probably had it maybe 8 months, 9 months, something like that. All right, guys, that's my tool shout out for this week.